All right, so something that I've discovered on this new journey of trying to create content and build out a new brand and business and all of the things, right? Starting from scratch, it's such a gift. And here's why. Look, I know that starting over and starting from zero, starting from scratch is so intimidating. It took me so long, I'm talking years, to finally feel the courage and the audacity to say, okay, I know I built that thing over there that no longer represents me, but I'm gonna reconstruct that thing into something beautiful because I know that there's something there that I still want to express out of me. So taking those little pieces that can still be salvaged and repurposing them and repackaging them into a new expression that feels more congruent with who you are, it's such an act of courage, because no matter how I frame it, on that other side, on that other place where I used to play, there was an audience there, right? And there was an audience that was used to what I was saying and bought into what I was saying and wanted to see what I had to say and was there for it, right? They were fully tapped in it and they were on board. They're like, whatever you're selling, I'm buying. But because I'm not selling that product anymore, it's a miss for the audience. So that audience I once had no longer wants to buy what I'm offering. There's a bit of ego in that, to be completely honest. Like, you know, I say this all the time. I'm like, now that I'm selling positivity, it's such a hard product to package and to sell. And it takes so much more time to build a following in alignment with my new message. But this narrative and this notion that starting over isn't possible or starting over isn't worth it, right? Like, why would I want to give all this up and go back to that place that I worked so hard to get out of? Why would I want to go back to the ground level if I already know what it looks like to be in a penthouse? And for me, this is like such a beautiful opportunity for growth. This is such a beautiful opportunity to rediscover that resilience and to rediscover that fire that I had. When I was first building my brand, I had such a fire in me. Like, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't wait to wake up. I couldn't wait to build and to create. And I'm feeling that energy again because I've been humbled back into this place of I'm starting completely over. But when I was on this upward trajectory, I do realize now, because like I'm over here on the ground and I'm analyzing everything, that I lost some of that momentum. I lost some of that fire in me. I lost some of that passion. That passion and that narrative and that focus that I had, it got distorted because now money's involved and people and audience. And, you know, now I have clients and I have brands and I have deals and I have all these different things. But it's like, no, this passion, it's something that you can't buy and it's something that you can't fake, but you can lose it. And I lost it. This is what weeds out the weak, right? Because if I was only working towards likes and engagements and comments and compliments and money, I wouldn't have this ambition or this fuel to wake up every day and be excited about what I'm doing and to be enthusiastic about it. Like, you guys have no idea how enthusiastic I am now creating this new thing. Like, I'm so lit up and I'm so passionate about it. And I found that, like, that builder in me, like that person who can create something out of nothing. I found that ambition and that vibrancy in me again. And likes have no part of the equation of like why I do what I do. This is something that I feel like more creatives need to really pay close attention to and revisit it often, is what is my why? And has my why shifted? Because my why over there used to be money. It used to be notoriety. It used to be likes. It used to be ego boost, right? But my why now, it's so different. So none of those things even matter. And I ask myself often, if I never make money from this, would I still do it? And the answer is yes, absolutely. And I also have to ask myself and be very cognizant and honest and vulnerable and expressive and explicit about this. Is suffering now worth the payoff in the end? Right? Because everything costs something and everything is a transaction in some sort of capacity. Is me suffering now worth me constantly and consistently and lovingly still pursuing the thing that I see in my mind and in my heart? Am I willing to suffer for a month, a couple of months, a year, a couple of years? Am I willing to still stay consistent and committed to this mission, to this passion, to this drive, even though I may not see the fruit for a while? And the answer is yes, 1000% yes. So if you're starting over, or you're just starting out, know that you have to ask yourself these very sincere and honest and expressive and explicit questions. It's very easy to say, yeah, I'm on board, when you don't really know what the suffering and the inner tension and the transgression and the sacrifices look like. That thing that you want to buy, you can't buy it, and you might not be able to buy it for a while. Or that thing that you want to go do, you don't have the time to do it because all of your energy and resources are being expressed into this thing that means so much to you. Or relationships and time, like, are you willing to sacrifice your time? Are you willing to sacrifice your attention span, and how much access people have to you, right? Because you have to have tunnel vision, you have to be super focused, and you have to be so focused that no matter what happens, you see the end result in your mind and in your heart. I've already been in my dream. I've danced in there. I've lived in there. I've experienced it there. So the future projection of what my life is gonna be, I'm already familiar with it. It's gonna happen regardless. If it's not with this thing, it's gonna be with something, right? Because I'm just built like that, and I've seen it too much, too vividly. I know too much what that thing looks like, and I know that it's gonna eventually be my reality. There's no ways of me not getting what's coming my way unless I stop myself from achieving that thing. I'm the only thing that will get in my way from having the life and the experience of life that I desire and want. It's only me. Are you committed, and are you consistent? Because if you're not, you miss the target. Your target gets wonky, and you start to not have the actual vision for the mission, right? And if you don't have a vision for your mission, you're just running in circles. You keep just doing the same thing over and over again, right? Expecting results, but how can you have new results if you're not trying new things? So if something's not panning out for you, you have to shift, you have to make adjustments. So you have to be flexible in your commitment. And regardless of what that flexibility looks like, your commitment has to be consistent though. So you have to show up every day, and in every way that feels like, okay, I'm moving just like a little bit closer to my dream, because there's no way to bypass or leap from where you are to where you want to go in a short matter of time. It doesn't work that way. I mean, yeah, sure, you could probably play the lotto or do something that's a quick fix, right? But even with that, you won't have internal fulfillment because you didn't work for it, you didn't earn it. And there's pride, there's joy. There's a tremendous amount of ownership when you work for something that you see in your mind and you materialize it and actualize it into reality and be like, this thing used to only be a vision. And now look at it. I'm living in my vision. And I literally just got chills because to know that you're that powerful, that you're that capable, and that like God has given you this much ability to express a vision and project it in the wall of your mind, and then eventually live into the thing that you only saw in your head. Like imagine that. You build an idea and you begin to live in your idea. I don't know if there's any more of a valid depiction of just how powerful and able and capable that we are as humans. So really ask yourself, do a check-in. Am I willing to pay the price? And do I have these core elements, these core values in me? Do I have the grit? Do I have the commitment? Do I have the consistency? Are you able to creatively navigate around the creative block, or the moments of inaction, the moments of influx when you're not feeling inspired and motivated? Like, how do you get yourself back into that state, into that frequency, into that energy of builder? How do you become creator rather than consumer, right? And that's another thing that we have to talk about eventually, because you have to ask yourself too, and this is something that like we're really gonna open up a dialogue about, but you guys, like there's two different types of people. There's the consumer and there's the creator. And a lot of consumers wanna be a creator, but they're too busy consuming to ever create. So you guys, today, I just want this to serve as like a verbal reminder for a check-in, an internal check-in with yourself, and just ask yourself these questions. Am I willing to pay the price, to pay the cost for the thing that I want? Do I have the capacity to obtain the ability to become consistent and committed? Also, am I willing to stay steadfast in my vision for my future and back that vision by my very big why? And I'm telling you, if your why is bigger than you, if it's bigger than I just want to be famous or rich or have nice clothes or a big house or a nice car, if your why has more power potential, then your why is way more potent and your why turns into a source of energy, right? When I'm feeling like, man, I'm too tired, I don't feel like creating a post, I don't feel like recording this video, I go back to my why. Danny, what is your why? Well, I want to be an expression and vessel of love and positivity. And my why isn't for me, it's for others. Like, I want my why to serve a purpose. I want it to be others serving. I want my why to be mission driven. I'm not just in service of self, I'm in service of others. So my why is big. My why is way too big for me to not be inspired or motivated by my why. So get really honest and get very familiar with your why and your reasonings behind why you want what you want, or why you're building what you're building, or why you're creating what you're creating. And what are you using your why as a vehicle for? And where do you hope that your why will take you and get you? So I definitely know that this is for me way before it's for you. And yeah, you guys, I hope you're feeling inspired and lit up and creative. And I hope that you're feeling senses of happiness and joy and gratitude and appreciation for this ability that we all have. It's not just something that I have, it's something that we all have. We all have this opportunity to create something out of nothing, out of an idea, and to really materialize, actualize, and bring this thing to life. And what a beautiful gift to be a human and to have this opportunity. So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna leave it here. I hope you have a beautiful day, beautiful week, and I will catch you on the next one.
Show you why I am the way I am.
Can I?
Tell you what I think my biggest flaw is.
Baby.
I try to